What's going on YouTube? It's Paragon John. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a little bit since I've uploaded. I apologize for that. I have been working on my latest short film, shooting it for the past week, and we've still got a little bit more to shoot, and then hopefully we will be in the editing process for the next couple of months after that, and then I will be releasing it on YouTube, not on this channel, on another channel, but I will be releasing it on YouTube for you guys nonetheless. So that's where I have been for the past week. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's topic, guys. Focus more on the 5 to 9 than the 9 to 5. Okay, what does that mean? What do I mean by that? Well, it's pretty obvious, but I'll go ahead and explain away a little bit here. Guys, 9 to 5s are not your identity. 9 to 5s oftentimes don't really pay us enough. 9 to 5s are oftentimes not fulfilling. 9 to 5s are oftentimes, not really where we want to be most of the time. For the vast majority of us, 9 to 5 jobs are just something that we temporarily have to do for the time being to make ends meet, while we either pursue the thing or the things that we really want to do on the side, or we pursue our dreams in our free time, or whatever the case. And that's what I mean by the 5 to 9, guys. The 5 to 9 is the time that you have outside of your 9 to 5, right? So in my view, I think you should focus more energy, you should put more stock, you should focus more of your time and your dedication towards the 5 to 9, right? Whatever that is for you. Maybe you play music, maybe you create art, maybe you do some kind of side hustle on the side, whatever. Maybe you have a business that you're working on, whatever it is. I think the 5 to 9 is really and truly the thing that we really want to be doing, whatever passion it is. That's the thing that we really want to be doing full time. But for a lot of us, it probably doesn't pay enough right now, just because we're still building it up, which is why I think you should put more time and effort into your own thing, because that thing is going to be your potential ticket out of the 9 to 5 rat race. Whatever you're doing on the side, it could potentially take off. You never really know. And if you're somebody who's pretty talented at whatever side hustle you have, or whatever 5 to 9 grind that you're doing, it's very likely that it could benefit for you in the future. Now, the reason why I say you should focus less on your 9 to 5 is because, guys, we all know that we are replaceable at these jobs, okay? Whether you realize it or not, or whether you agree with it or not, or whether you would admit it to yourself or not, the truth is any one of us is replaceable at any given 9 to 5 job, guys. If for some reason your coworkers decide they don't like you, or they decide that you are a threat, or they start gossiping about you, or whatever it is, they throw up some kind of smear campaign against you, some kind of character assassination campaign, whatever it is, you are replaceable, and they will get rid of you in a heartbeat at any moment for any reason that they want. And guys, I promise you are replaceable at your job, even if you think you're not. A lot of people have this mindset where it's like, oh, if I just show the boss that I'm the hardest worker in there, and I just sacrifice so hard to please my manager, and oh my God, I'm the hardest working slave on the plantation. I hate to use that reference. I apologize, guys, but that's the best way I can kind of put it. It's like, a lot of times that doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? You are still replaceable no matter what. It doesn't matter how talented you are at the job. It doesn't matter how hardworking you are. It doesn't matter how much money you bring in the company. Whatever. It doesn't matter if you've been loyal to this company for 20 years, whatever. Guys, you are replaceable at any given moment. That's just a reality, especially if you're in the United States in an at-will state. They can fire you for any reason they want, and trust me, they will. So the 9 to 5 is never really something that you should be, forging your identity in, and really, oh my God, it's just my life is just this 9 to 5. I do not think so, guys. It's really all about the 5 to 9. That's why I don't think that you should really put so much stock into your 9 to 5, guys, because they don't care about you. That's the reality. Now, I'm not saying that you should just quit your job. I'm not saying that you should just completely go into your job and do everything you can do to get fired. No. Obviously, we all need to work to make ends meet, you know what I mean? The vast majority of us. And so you should do what you can to keep your 9 to 5, right? But at the same time, my point is still valid here, which is that once you are done with that 9 to 5 for the day, once you clock out for the day and you're free, at that point, your energy, the majority of your work ethic and energy and drive and determination and dedication and the thing that you're actually interested in, whatever you're doing from the 5 to 9, that's where you should be putting the majority of your energy, guys. Not the 9 to 5. Okay, not the 9 to 5. It's all about the 5 to 9, not the 9 to 5. So, and listen, guys, I'm not trying to judge people too much. I understand there are a large swath of people out there who are so exhausted from their 9 to 5 that as soon as they get off of work, their soul has just been sucked from them so much that they just want to crash. They can't find the energy, the drive, the determination, the motivation to do anything. And listen, I totally understand that. I've been in positions like that before, so I'm not trying to judge you if you're someone like that. However, I do still think if you want to escape the 9 to 5, there's got to be something that you're doing from 5 to 9. There's got to be something that you're doing on the side. And also, to be clear, I know most of you watching already understand this, but I have to say this anyway. I am not suggesting that you should be this Andrew Tate type of person where you just work 24 hours a day and you never have any kind of free time, leisure time, or you never have any fun or anything like that. Obviously, I am not saying that, guys. I am simply saying if you are someone who is trying to escape the 9 to 5, you should be focusing more on the things you are doing from 5 to 9. Instead of, going to some meaningless party, maybe you could be putting in some effort into your business, you know what I mean, from time to time. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying, guys. It's totally fine to take leisure time for yourself and your family and your friends from time to time. And there are a lot of people who choose to spend their free time outside of the 9 to 5 just goofing around or playing video games or scrolling on TikTok, or if in your mind, if you're someone who has a family, you've got a wife and kids, or you've got a husband and kids, and your idea of the 5 to 9 is building your family, building close bonds, building close relationships with your family, I think that's totally fine too. That can be considered a 5 to 9 for some people. But there are a lot of other people who are, for example, let's just say they're single men who are young men who do not have a wife, do not have a family yet, right? And when they get out of the 9 to 5 job, they're completely free. And it's all about how you are spending your free time outside of the 9 to 5. Are you spending your free time outside of the 9 to 5 playing some meaningless video game for 8 hours a day? Are you scrolling on TikTok watching meaningless short form content all day? Or are you working toward meaningful goals that could potentially help you escape the 9 to 5 rat race? You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, you're guaranteed to succeed. A lot of businesses fail. I mean, that's a reality. I understand that. But I can assure you, the person who is trying to escape the 9 to 5 has a way better chance of doing so than the person who is not. Than the person who is just satisfied with their 9 to 5. Yeah, I'm okay just going into this job that I hate, that sucks, and then when I leave, I do nothing to try to escape. I'm not putting in any effort or work into trying to escape or put myself into a better position. I'm just not doing anything. Guys, you don't want to be one of those types of people. You want to be someone who is doing whatever you can do outside of your 9 to 5 in your free time from 5 to 9, right? Or sometimes even more hours than that, to get yourself into a better position where you no longer have to be an SLAVE for some company. You know what I mean? That's the point. That's the point, guys. Yeah, that's kind of my thought, guys. That's my opinion. The 5 to 9 is more important because it could be your ticket out of the 9 to 5. You never really know. And so I do think there are a lot of people who they make their 9 to 5 their identity. They think like, oh my God, I just have to get on my knees and be some bootlicker for this company forever. You know what I mean? While they exploit me for my labor, or what, they never promote me for years and years and years, or if someone reports me to HR because I wore a pair of shoes that they didn't like, oh my God, now I'm fired. It's like a lot of these 9 to 5s are jokes anyway, guys. A lot of these people, a lot of these jobs are not paying us enough to really care all that much. They're not promoting us. A lot of these places have a lack of growth. And again, it's just, that's just the nature of 9 to 5s. You know what I mean? 9 to 5s are, again, temporary a lot of times for us until we can get our own thing popping on the side, And so, yeah, that's kind of the video, guys. I could really go on a little bit longer on this topic, but I don't really want to necessarily. I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. You guys get the point here, and I'm sure most of you guys agree. So yeah, you guys should focus more on the 5 to 9 than the 9 to 5, especially in the world today with AI coming, with all these data centers, all this kind of stuff. It seems like the future of work, the future of jobs is looking pretty bleak, especially for Gen Z, especially for the upcoming generations. We don't really know what the future of work looks like. I know that's a really popular topic kind of in the media right now, so maybe I'll make another video on this channel titled The Future of 9 to 5s. I don't know. But yeah, anyways, guys, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know your perspective in the comment section. And sorry I've been gone for a little while once again. And I will see you guys in the next one. Consider subscribing if you guys like this sort of content.